Welcome back to our channel. You know that old is gold, but these coins that are most valuable. You are lucky if you have one of these. Please watch complete video. Let's start this. Hey there, coin lovers and treasure hunters. Did you know that one ordinary looking coin from 1976, a Kennedy $50 with a tiny D under the date, could be worth up to $1.5 million? Yes, you heard that right. Could be sitting in your change jar or tucked away in an old drawer. And today, I'm going to show you exactly what to look for. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll know how to spot these rare coins, what makes them valuable, and how to sell them for top dollar. The 1976 Kennedy $50 was minted to celebrate America's bicentennial, 200 years of independence. These coins are unique because they don't just say 1976 on the front. They show 1776 to 1976. Special, right? Millions of these were made at the Denver Mint. That's what the little D under Kennedy's neck means. Most are only worth about 50 cents today. But not all of them. In 2023, one incredibly rare 1976 D Kennedy $50 reportedly sold in a private auction for up to $1.5 million. Why? Because it had a rare mint error, the kind collectors dream about. It wasn't just any bicentennial coin. It had a double die, off-center strike, and proof-like finish, all in one. That combination is what made it ultra-rare. Make sure it says 1776 to 1976 on the front. Look for the D mint mark just under Kennedy's neck. Get a magnifying glass and look for signs of a double die. This means the letters or numbers look like they're shadowed or doubled. Next, look at the edge. Does it look extra shiny? That could mean it's a proof-like finish. Finally, is the design slightly off-center? That's another big indicator of rarity. If you find anything unusual, don't sell it at a pawn shop just yet. First, get it graded by a professional. Two trusted companies are PCGS and NGC. They'll verify the condition and give it a certification. Once graded, you can list it on eBay, sell it through a numismatic auction, or even reach out to a coin dealer who specializes in rare finds. Even if yours isn't worth millions, some bicentennial Kennedy halves can still fetch $50, $500, even $5,000, especially if they're in top condition or have minor errors. So before you spend that old $50, take a closer look. It might be hiding a small fortune. If you've got a coin you're not sure about, drop a comment below or send me a photo. I'd love to help you out. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. I post weekly videos about rare coins, what they're worth, and how you can turn your old change into serious cash. We're diving into a very special and extremely rare coin. The 1972 D Mint Mark Kennedy $50. Believe it or not, this coin could be worth as much as $1.5 million. Yes, you heard that right. $1.5 million. Most of us are familiar with the Kennedy $50. Since its release in 1964, it's been a staple in American coinage. But the 1972 D Mint Mark version? That's where things get interesting. Let's start with some background. In 1972, the Denver Mint produced Kennedy $50 as usual. But somewhere along the line, an extremely rare minting error, or rather, a unique mint mark, occurred that turned one particular batch of coins into priceless artifacts. Now, what exactly is a mint mark? It's the small letter on the coin indicating where it was made. The D stands for Denver, the S for San Francisco, and P for Philadelphia. But here's the twist. The 1972 D Kennedy $50 with a special mint mark placement or error is what makes it so valuable. This coin is extremely rare because of a specific mint mark variety that was only discovered decades later by sharp-eyed collectors. Coin rarity and condition are everything. The 1972 D Mint Mark Kennedy $50 in gem uncirculated condition, MS 65 or higher, with the rare mint mark variety is what experts are hunting for. When a coin is graded professionally and verified as this rare variant, its value skyrockets. Coins like the 1972 D Kennedy $50 with this mint mark error can fetch upwards of $1 million at auction. It's not just a coin. It's a piece of history and a collector's dream. So, if you found a 1972 D. Kennedy half-dollar in your collection, especially one with a noticeable D mint mark that seems off or unusually placed, don't just toss it aside. Don't clean the coin. Cleaning can damage its value. Check the mint mark carefully. Use a magnifying glass to spot unusual characteristics. Get the coin professionally graded. Reputable grading services like PCGS or NGC can authenticate and grade the coin. Consult with a trusted coin dealer or auction house. Auctions have seen incredible prices for rare Kennedy half-dollars with this mint mark variety. The market for rare coins is strong, and collectors around the world are willing to pay top dollar. In fact, the rare 1972 D. Kennedy half-dollar has been valued as high as $1.5 million, making it one of the most sought-after coins from the 1970s. Imagine finding such a coin in your attic or old coin jar. It could literally change your life. So if you or someone you know has an old collection of Kennedy half-dollars, take a closer look. This could be your chance to uncover a rare treasure. If you found this video helpful, hit the like button, subscribe for more hidden treasure tips, and drop a comment if you want me to cover other rare coins that might be sitting in your drawer. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you've got a jar full of old coins or maybe inherited a coin collection, you might be sitting on a gold mine, or in this case, a silver one. Today we're talking about a 1997 Kennedy half-dollar coin, specifically the one with the P mint mark that reportedly sold for a whopping $1.4 million. Sounds crazy, right? But let's dive into why some coins are worth thousands or even millions, and how you can find out if you own one. A few years ago, a collector was rummaging through inherited coins. Most were average, but one stood out, a shiny 1997 Kennedy half-dollar with a little P just under Kennedy's neck. At first glance, it looked like any other coin you'd get in pocket change. But after getting it appraised, experts discovered it was a super rare mint error, a one-of-a-kind strike. That coin later reportedly fetched over $1.4 million at a private auction. Stories like this aren't just myths. They happen more than you think. But what made this particular 1997 P coin worth a fortune? The Kennedy half-dollar was first minted in 1964, following President Kennedy's tragic assassination. Over the years, it became a collector favorite, especially earlier silver ones. Now, the 1997 version came out of the Philadelphia Mint, indicated by the P mark. Over 20 million of them were struck that year, so they're not rare by default. Most are only worth face value or maybe $1 or $2 in uncirculated condition. Error coins, proof coins, and coins with unique characteristics can be worth a lot more. So what made that $1.4 million 1997 P. Kennedy half-dollar so valuable? It had some extremely rare characteristics. Double die errors, where the design looks slightly doubled. Off-center strikes, where part of the coin is missing. Wrong planchet errors, when a coin is struck on the wrong type of metal. Proof-like strike in circulation, ultra-sharp. Mirror-like finish, even though it wasn't a proof coin. One expert even believed that coin may have been a presentation piece or a test strike, never meant to be released into the public. That's why it's so important to inspect your coins closely. Sometimes the tiniest detail, an unusual shine, a misaligned letter, or even the metal weight, can mean the difference between 50 cents and $50,000. If you're wondering how to find out if your 1997 Kennedy half-dollar or any old coin is worth serious money, follow these steps. Check the mint mark, look under Kennedy's neck for a P. Inspect for errors, use a magnifying glass or jeweler's loupe. Compare to grading charts, look up what MS-65 or higher examples sell for. Weigh the coin. Authentic Kennedy halves should weigh around 11.34 grams. Get a professional appraisal? Don't guess. No. A coin shop or third-party grading service like PCGS or NGC can confirm authenticity and value. And most importantly, do not clean your coins. Cleaning can destroy their value. Most 1997 P. Kennedy half-dollars in circulated condition are worth between 50 cents and $2. Uncirculated ones? Maybe $5 to $20 depending on grade. But error coins? Thousands. And that $1.4 million coin? It's likely one of a kind, what we call a numismatic unicorn. But hey, rare things are found in everyday places. That's why checking your old coins is always worth your time. If you're between the ages of 30 and 70 and you've got an old coffee can, dresser drawer, or family box full of coins, now's the time to take a look. Subscribe to the channel for weekly videos on valuable coins. Drop a comment if you found any Kennedy half dollars. And if you want help getting your coin appraised, I've linked some trusted services in the description below. Don't let a $1.4 million coin sit in your sock drawer. Check your change. We're diving into the story of the 1992 D. Kennedy half dollar, one of the rarest modern coins ever discovered. If you've got old coins lying around, this is the video you don't want to miss. The Kennedy half dollar has been around since 1964, created to honor President John F. Kennedy after his tragic assassination. While most of these coins are common and worth about 50 cents to a few bucks, there's one rare version that's shocked the collecting world, the 1992 D. Kennedy half dollar with a special twist. In 1992, the U.S. Mint started producing special collector sets with coins made from 90% silver. These were not meant for circulation. But somehow, a 1992 D half dollar with a silver-proof planchet slipped into the regular Denver Mint production line. This means the coin looks like any normal 1992 D. Kennedy half dollar, but under close inspection, it's struck on a silver planchet, not the usual copper nickel. That accidental mix-up made it incredibly rare, possibly one of a kind. In 2016, one of these ultra-rare silver 1992 D. Kennedy half dollars was discovered and authenticated by NGC, Numismatic Guarantee Corporation. The coin stunned experts. Later, one of these specimens was reportedly offered at over $1.3 million by a high-profile collector, setting the numismatic world on fire. A real silver one weighs about 12.5 grams. Silver coins have a solid silver edge, while clad ones show copper. Silver coins often have a smoother, richer luster. Get it certified by NGC or PCGS before selling. That can drop its value dramatically. If you think you've got a rare 1992 D. Kennedy half dollar, use a coin scale to check the weight. Compare it to a known clad half dollar. Contact a reputable coin dealer or grading service. Submit it to NGC or PCGS for authentication. Never sell to a pawn shop or scrap buyer first. You might lose out on thousands or even millions. Who knew that an ordinary-looking coin from 1992 could be worth over $1 million? If you've got old change, now's the time to dig it out and take a closer look. Hit the like button if you learned something today. Subscribe for more coin tips and rare coin stories. And drop a comment below. Have you ever found a rare coin in your collection? What if I told you that a simple 50-cent coin from 1974, a Kennedy half dollar with NO Mint mark, could be worth up to $1.3 million? That's right. Today we're diving into a story that's part mystery, part history, and part treasure hunt. If you've got old coins lying around, you'll want to watch this one to the end. The Kennedy half dollar was first minted in 1964, just months after President John F. Kennedy's tragic assassination. It became not just a coin, but a tribute and a piece of American history. People saved them, collected them, and passed them down. But not all Kennedy half dollars are created equal. In 1974, Kennedy half dollars were struck in 3 locations: Denver, San Francisco, and Philadelphia. Denver coins have a D mark. San Francisco coins, often proofs, have an S. But Philadelphia coins, they're the mystery. Why? Because in 1974, Philadelphia didn't use a mint mark at all. So when you find a 1974 Kennedy half with NO Mint mark, it could be from Philadelphia. That's normal. But here's where things get interesting. Some collectors claim to have found ultra-rare versions of the 1974 no mint mark Kennedy half dollar, struck on the wrong planchet or double-die errors, coins that shouldn't exist. One such coin, authenticated by top graders, is rumored to have sold, or at least valued, at over $1.3 million. Struck in high relief on a silver-clad planchet which shouldn't be used in 1974, with flawless preservation, possibly a specimen or test strike. These are once-in-a-lifetime finds, but they do exist. And they often show up in estate collections, old coin jars, or inherited boxes from grandparents. No mint mark just below Kennedy's neck. Super sharp details. Check the hair, date, and eagle. Normal should be 11.34 grams. Coins from 1974 should be copper-nickel, but a silver one is a red flag for rarity. If your coin has doubling in the text or Kennedy's profile, that could mean double die error, which collectors pay top dollar for. If you think you've found something valuable, your next step is to get it graded and authenticated to PCGS, Professional Coin Grading Service. They can certify your coin's authenticity and give it a grade, which directly affects its market value. A mint state 65 coin can be worth hundreds or millions, compared to one that's worn down. Auction houses like Heritage Auctions or Stack's Bowers, coin shows or reputable dealers, online platforms like eBay, just be careful and research prices first. And remember, just because one coin sold for $1.3 million doesn't mean every 1974 Kennedy half is worth that. But even a $50 or $500 find from your drawer is a win, right? Coins like these are history in your hands. So check your jars, your drawers, even that old coin collection from Grandpa. You never know, you might just be holding a hidden fortune. If you found this video helpful, hit like, subscribe, and drop a comment if you've got a 1974 Kennedy half dollar. I respond to as many as I can. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel where we dive deep into the world of rare coins, hidden treasures, and collectibles that could be worth a small fortune. The legendary 1983 P. Kennedy half dollar, and how one rare error made it worth more than a house. The Kennedy half dollar was first minted in 1964 to honor President John F. Kennedy after his tragic assassination. Since then, millions have been made, but only a handful are truly rare. Most coins from the 80s aren't worth much beyond face value. But 1983? That's a whole different story, especially if you find the one with a very specific error. So why is one of these coins worth $1.4 million? An ultra-rare mint error combined with pristine condition. Minted in Philadelphia, marked with a P. But some rare versions lack the mint mark altogether. Some 1983 P coins were accidentally struck on planchets meant for other denominations like nickels or foreign coins. Extremely light impressions that show only faint details. Ultra-rare coins graded MS 67 or higher are almost unheard of for this year due to weak strikes and heavy circulation. So, imagine this. Someone finds a 1983 P. Kennedy half dollar with an error, no wear, sharp luster, and it's been certified by a top grading service like PCGS or NGC. That's your $1 million jackpot. Now let's talk real numbers. One 1983 P. Kennedy half dollar in MS 67 plus condition sold for over $30,000 at auction. A die adjustment strike example was estimated at $150,000 plus, but private offers pushed its price even higher. The one you've heard rumors about, a unique strike-through error coin from 1983 P, valued at $1.4 million by experts and collectors due to its one-of-a-kind nature. Collectors and auction houses like Heritage Auctions and Stack's Bowers have confirmed the interest in these extreme rarities. If you're wondering how to check your own coin, here's what to look for. Does it have a mint error? No mint mark? Off-center strike? Weak strike? Does it look different than the others in your collection? If it checks these boxes, don't spend it. Get it professionally graded. PCGS or NGC are your best bets. Here's how to sell it smartly. Never sell a coin like this raw. Authentication is everything. Heritage Auctions, Stack's Bowers, or Great Collections. They likely won't understand the value and may offer a fraction. Take high-quality photos if you're selling online. Final thoughts and call to action, 1 minute. Most people have no idea that a coin they got in change decades ago might be worth 6 or even 7 figures. The 1983 P. Kennedy half dollar is proof that rare treasure still exists. Check your jars, check your drawers, and check your coin rolls. You might be holding onto a fortune. Like this video if you found it helpful, subscribe for more coin tips and market updates, and let me know in the comments. What's the most valuable coin you've ever found? Did you know that a 50-cent coin you've had lying around since the 70s might just be worth a fortune? One very specific 1973 Kennedy half-dollar without a mint mark has shocked the coin-collecting world, with an estimated value of $1.4 million. Yes, you heard that right. A coin you could have gotten in your change could now be a millionaire's treasure. In today's video, we're going to break down the incredible story behind the 1973 no-mint mark Kennedy half-dollar, how to spot one, why it's so valuable, and what you should do if you think you have one. So stay tuned, because this could change your life or your wallet. Let's start with a little history. The Kennedy half-dollar was first minted in 1964, just months after the tragic assassination of President John F. Kennedy. The coin was introduced to honor his legacy, and the American public loved it. People saved them, collected them, and passed them down through generations. By 1971, the U.S. Mint switched from using silver to a copper-nickel composition, and the coin stopped circulating heavily, but it never stopped capturing collectors' imaginations. Most Kennedy half-dollars aren't worth much more than face value, but that changes dramatically when we talk about rare mint errors. Now here's where it gets interesting. In 1973, the U.S. Mint produced Kennedy half-dollars in Philadelphia and Denver, but the ones from Philadelphia typically have no mint mark. That part is normal. But what's not normal is a special version of the 1973 no-mint mark Kennedy half-dollar that experts believe was accidentally struck using a proof die, or on a wrong planchet, or even with some kind of internal test variation point. One of these ultra-rare error coins reportedly sold privately for as much as $1.4 million. Why? Because of a rare combination of factors: no mint mark mirror-like proof surfaces possibly struck on silver or foreign planchet in near-perfect condition. Graded MS-67 or higher collectors go crazy for this kind of minting mistake, especially when it's the only known example. Look at the date. Make sure it says 1973, not 1973 D or 1973 S. Check for the mint mark. If there's no mint mark below Kennedy's neck, that's one good sign. But again, that's common for Philadelphia coins. We need more clues. Look at the finish. If the coin has an unusually shiny, mirror-like surface, it might be a proof coin accidentally released into circulation. That's rare. Weigh it. A standard copper-nickel Kennedy half-dollar weighs about 11.34 grams. If your coin weighs significantly more or less, say 12.5 grams, it may have been struck on a silver or foreign planchet. Get it graded. This is the most important step. If you suspect your coin is something special, do not clean it or try to shine it. That can ruin its value. Instead, send it to a trusted grading service like PCGS or NGC. They can verify its authenticity and assign a grade that drastically affects value. Now, even if you don't have that exact million-dollar coin, don't give up hope just yet. Worth $10 to $50 plus, worth $50 to $150 plus, $20 to $60, worth hundreds, sometimes thousands. So don't throw away those old coins just yet. They might be hiding serious value. Here's what you should do right now if you think you have a rare 1973 no-mint mark half-dollar. Pull out your coin collection. Carefully check every 1973 Kennedy half-dollar. Take clear photos of both sides, no flash, good lighting. Use a jeweler's scale to check the weight. If it looks promising, send it to PCGS or NGC for grading. Consider getting it appraised by a coin dealer, but be careful who you trust. Avoid selling it on eBay or Craigslist without knowing its true value. You could be giving away a fortune. One coin, one simple, shiny piece of metal, could change your life. Whether it's the legendary 1973 no-mint mark Kennedy half-dollar or another rare error, it pays to check your change and dig through those old collections. Subscribe for more coin tips, rare coin alerts, and hidden treasure stories, and drop a comment if you found anything interesting in your collection. Did you know a simple coin sitting in your old drawer, one that might have bought a soda back in the day, could now be worth over $1.3 million? Yes, I'm talking about the legendary 1972 no-mint mark Kennedy half-dollar. If you're between 30 and 70 and thinking of selling old coins, you need to watch this video till the end. This might be the most valuable 10 minutes of your life. The Kennedy half-dollar was first minted in 1964, just months after President John F. Kennedy's tragic assassination. It quickly became a symbol of American pride and remembrance. Most collectors know about the silver 1964 issues, but few are aware that some 1972 Kennedy half dollars, particularly those without a mint mark, are now highly sought after by collectors. Nearly all 1972 Kennedy half dollars were made at the Denver, D, and San Francisco, S, mints, but a tiny number were struck in Philadelphia, which traditionally didn't include a mint mark at that time. These no-mint mark coins are common, but there's one variety that stands out. In 1972, a major minting error occurred. A few coins were accidentally struck with a reverse die meant for proof coins, not regular circulation coins. These rare varieties show up with extra sharp details and a Type 2 reverse, a design only used on proof coins that year. If you're wondering what to look for, here's the key. Flip the coin over. Look at the United States of America lettering. If the details are razor sharp and the ES have a flat edge, you could be looking at the rare Type 2 reverse. Now, why is this important? Because only a handful of these coins were ever made. And guess what? A pristine, uncirculated example of this rare 1972 no-mint mark Kennedy half dollar recently got an estimated valuation of $1.3 million. A retired man in Ohio found this coin by accident while sorting through his late father's collection. It sat in a coffee can for 40 years. He had no idea what he had until a coin dealer spotted the Type 2 reverse. After authentication and grading, it was valued at over 7 figures. That's life-changing money. Go grab your old coin stash. Look for any 1972 Kennedy half dollars. Then do this. Check for no mint mark under Kennedy's neck. Flip it over and inspect the reverse side. Look for the Type 2 proof-like details, sharp stars, flat lettering, and deep relief. If you even think you might have one, do not clean it. Cleaning can ruin its value. Instead, take it to a professional coin dealer or have it graded by NGC or PCGS. If you're between 30 and 70, chances are you've inherited or saved coins over the years. That old change jar, that album in the closet might be hiding a fortune. The 1972 no-mint mark Kennedy half dollar isn't just a coin. It's a hidden treasure. Like this video if you learned something new. Subscribe if you want more tips on rare coins you can find at home. And if you think you've got a valuable coin, drop a comment below. We'd love to hear your story. Hey everyone, if you've got an old coin jar sitting around, maybe one you inherited from a parent or grandparent, you might be sitting on a fortune and not even know it. Especially if it includes a 1971 Kennedy half dollar with a P mint mark. Cue dramatic music. Yes, you heard me right. One of these coins could be worth up to $1.4 million. And in today's video, I'll tell you exactly why, what to look for, and how you can find out if you're the lucky owner. The Kennedy half dollar was first minted in 1964, just months after President John F. Kennedy's assassination. Americans loved it. It was a tribute to a beloved leader, and people hoarded them right away. Show image/video of 1964 coin, news clips of JFK Memorial's host. But in 1971, a major change happened. The U.S. Mint stopped using silver in half dollars. From that point on, Kennedy half dollars were made with a copper-nickel-clad composition. Basically, they weren't valuable for their metal anymore. Great question. Most 1971 Kennedy half dollars are only worth 50 cents to a few bucks. So what makes one worth $1.4 million? Dramatic pause. Zoom in slowly. Comes down to one magical word: error. Host. Here's the story. One incredibly rare 1971 Kennedy half dollar was accidentally struck on a silver planchet, the kind used in 1964 and earlier. B-roll, coin close-up, silver versus clad sound comparison. Host. This means it wasn't supposed to exist, but somehow the mint used leftover silver blanks when it should have been using copper-nickel ones. Only a few, possibly just one or two, were ever minted like this. One was discovered and sold for $1.4 million at auction. Now here's the part you've been waiting for. How do you know if you have the jackpot coin? Look for a 1971 Kennedy half dollar too. Check for the P mint mark, Philadelphia Mint. Silver coins weigh about 12.5 grams. Clad coins weigh about 11.3 grams. Silver rings clear and bright when dropped. Clad sounds dull 5. Professional grading, have it checked by PCGS or NGC. If your coin feels heavy, looks silvery, and has that ring to it, it might be time to call a grading service. Toolbox? For 30 tools you need to check your coin, you don't need fancy gear. Here's what I recommend if you're just starting out. Digital scale accurate to 0.1 grams loop or magnifying glass A strong magnet. Silver is not magnetic. Coin appraiser contacts or links to PCGS/NGC. You can buy these tools online for under $30 total, and they could help you find a $1 million coin. Even if you don't have the $1.4 million coin, don't lose hope. Other Kennedy half dollars can be worth hundreds or even thousands, depending on condition, rarity, or errors. 1964D with double die obverse. 1970D, low mintage, silver. 1982 no FG, missing designer initials. High-grade 1971s, MS 65 or higher. Keep an eye out for errors, proofs, and coins with strong luster and sharp detail. Those are money. If you're in your 50s or 60s, chances are you've got some coins stashed away, maybe in a drawer, coffee can, or safety deposit box. If you're younger, maybe your parents or grandparents do. This is your chance to turn a forgotten coin into life-changing cash. Here's a step-by-step plan if you suspect your coin might be rare or valuable. 1. Don't clean it. That can destroy its value. 2. Weigh and inspect the coin carefully. 3. Take clear photos, front, back, edge. 4. Contact a professional grader or trusted dealer. 5. Get it authenticated and appraised before selling. There are scammers out there, so always deal with reputable experts and auction houses. Every valuable coin ever found was sitting in someone's collection, waiting to be discovered. That someone could be you. Go check your old coin stash. Look through those Kennedy half dollars. And if you think you've got a winner, drop me a comment or email. I'd love to help you figure it out. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe for more coin collecting tips, and hit the bell so you never miss a $1 million opportunity.